Welcome back to episode 183 of the ATD Baseball Podcast. We are back once again, just coming off of Rivalry weekend in Major League Baseball, which I'm sure half of you probably didn't even know what was going on until the day it started. And when you look at the slate of schedule, probably questioning how some of these teams are rivals. But um, we got topics that we want to discuss today, of course. Same two people as always, myself and Kyle. And of course, before we get into everything, Kyle, how are you doing today?
Personally, I'm doing good, man. I can't complain about much, but on the baseball side of things, my Yankees, man, they are stinking it up. The June swoon, the Boone swoon is here, and it's here early. Unfortunately, we are at May 18th, so not too early, but the Yankees decided to absolutely shit the bed a little earlier this year. So it's going to be interesting to see how they overcome that and see what happens, but. It does worry me that it's here a little early because, hey, you're dropping in the standings and things are going on, which
The
I'll
Rays
get
are red
into.
hot too right now.
They are, man. And, I say it every year. I always pat myself on the back with that one because those Rays, man, they always find a way. But I'll get more into that once, we get to the Yankees recap and things. But, yeah, personally, I'm doing good, man. But other than that, not so much. How about you?
I'm doing well. It was very nice after I came on here a week ago and said I would be extremely disappointed if the Dodgers lose if they lose the series or split to the San Francisco Giants. And what did they do? They lose the first two games to the Giants. And I woke up Wednesday. I'm like, shit, at this point, I'll take a split. And that's exactly
Hmm.
what happened. The Dodgers figured out a way to get two wins to salvage the series. And then they go into Anaheim and completely kick the shit out of them. I think the final run tally was like 31-3. They won 6-0 Friday night, 15-2 Saturday night, and then 10-2 yesterday. So I feel really good. The Dodgers did what they were supposed to do, go into Angel Stadium, beat a shitty ass Angels team, and now we've got all the momentum. Going up to San Diego for the first time this season, Dodgers and Padres will face off tonight. Very much looking forward to that. We got the heavy hitters going, Shohei, Yamamoto, everybody going for this series. And yeah, it was very nice to see the Dodgers after kind of struggling a bit with Atlanta last weekend, Mother's Day weekend, drop the first two to the Giants, come back, salvage the series, and completely annihilate the Angels. That was fantastic to see. So doing very well. Dodgers just kind of just going with the flow. Just kind of don't completely sink your ship, but also do the best you can to stay above water and try to get up. I mean, it sucks because the Dodgers have been average at best, I'd say, the last couple weeks. But the other thing is, so have the Padres. So it's like the Dodgers and Padres, I believe, going into tonight, are only a game. Dodgers are only a game in front of them in the National League West. So this is a big series in May, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But to answer your question, doing extremely well. Usually, um, I go back. Usually, the way the season has started, the home schedule has started for the Dodgers. I go back to work. I've been going back to work on a Friday. So for the last pretty much this entire season to start, I've returned to work either Thursday or Wednesday, and then I don't come back till next Friday. And that happened again this week. I started work on a Friday, finished last Thursday. I don't go back to work until a week from today, Memorial Day. So I gotta get used to like being here. I gotta remember Friday. You're not going to work. You still got a couple extra days off, but I'll take it. I'll take it because it's actually the weather's actually been very nice at Dodger Stadium to start the season, which it's kind of been like that the last 2 years. Like we get into May and it's still nice and cool. It's not real hot yet, but that heat is coming. That heat is coming, and it's gonna be unbearable by the time we get to July and August. But still got weeks away before that. But yeah, let's get into these topics at hand. So we have um Gio Urshela, that was breaking news about it earlier this morning. He's retiring. We got Edwin Diaz. Here go the Dodgers again with another fucking scandal we got to deal with. Playing with Cox, and I know not his cock, but playing with chickens. Um, Max Fried, big injury for the Yankees. Luckily, it seemed like they avoided disaster, which would have been having him shut down for almost the entire rest of the season. But it seems like he's going to be okay. We have some thoughts on rivalry weekend and apparently rivalry week because it's extending into this week with Dodgers, Padres, Yankees, Blue Jays, all these other series, Brewers, Cubs, and then of course we'll do our two teams recap as always. But we'll start here. We'll give him his flowers right here. Urshela announcing his retirement. Yankees legend, Colombian baseball legend, played 10 seasons in the majors, played for a ton of teams. Um, I don't have the stats in front of me. That's bad on my part. I probably should have that ready to go. But um, kind of a memorable player. You know, he's not going to be a Hall of Famer or anything like that. But in 20, 25 years, he's going to be under those like key players that, yeah, they weren't stars. But it's like, oh, yeah, I remember Gio Urshela. Yeah. So happy retirement. And I know he was a lot. He was with the Yankees, so I know Kyle has more thoughts on him. I think, but happy retirement.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a guy who I remember very well. Gio Urshela, he will, he's always going to hold that special place in my heart, given the fact that he was a big part of that 2019 Yankees team. Um, if you remember correctly, that 2019 Yankees team was all about the next man up mentality, and he was a guy who he took that and he ran with it. Um, yeah, I mean, extremely fun moments with this dude, and I'm kind of shocked that he retired because he's still a memorable player. He's still a serviceable player who's solid, And 33 years of age. I mean, yeah, he's getting up there in age, but at the same time, like he he never signed with anybody, past the Athletics last season, and I thought for sure somebody would take a flyer out on him for you know just given the kind of player he is. Now again, Melo, you kind of mentioned he's not going to be a Hall of Famer, but I'll tell you what he did do in his career: 8.5 WAR, 73 homers, 270 batting average, 352 RBIs. He got
I'll
close to a
take that.
thousand hit club.
270. I'll take that. Damn.
Absolutely,
For your
yeah. I
career,
mean,
I'll take that.
yeah, he had less than 3,000 at bats. I'll put it to you that way. 2,807 at bats, and he had a total of 759 hits. That's not bad, man. You know, given the type of player Gio Urshela was, he was never like this big superstar or anything. But again, most memorable season for me was that 2019 year. He hit 21 homers, drove in 74. He batted 314 on the season, dude. Like
Crazy.
that's the type of dude who I remember. Yeah, he was a fun one for that Yankees club, but unfortunately, he left my Yankees after the 2021 season. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was a part of that Josh Donaldson trade and IKF trade that brought them to New York, and then he went back to Minnesota. Um, yeah, and then after that, he kind of really couldn't latch on anywhere. He was with Anaheim for a season and a half, and then he got traded to Detroit, where he had a pretty decent year, and then the last two seasons with the Athletics. So, yep, he was he's a memorable guy, man. He's a memorable player, and he's a guy who will always hold a special place in my heart. That 2019 Yankees team, man. That whole squad was very special to me. So sad to see him go, but happy for him. I'm sure we're gonna see him in the WBC
Oh yeah.
for Team Columbia. I have to think we are in some sort of capacity. Whether it's he's gonna play another tournament and then he might go on to coaching, I don't know, but I do think he takes a lot of pride in playing for Columbia. And he was always one of those mainstays the past two tournaments that we've seen in person, and I don't expect that to end. So he takes a lot of pride from uh, coming from Columbia, and he's just a fun player, man. So congrats to him on retirement, and I hope retirement treats him well.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into the big topic in the room here. Edwin Diaz, the announce it came out I think Friday that he is so basically him and his family got so all right, let me start over here. Jesus. I can't get the story out. Um So apparently, Friday, May 15th, the story came out that Edwin Diaz apparently went to a Puerto Rican news outlet and basically admitted that him and his whole family indulge in cockfighting. Now, for people that don't understand, it's it's literally chickens, two chickens fighting with each other. It's a
Yeah.
big deal in those Latin countries, especially in Puerto Rico. It's basically almost like another national pastime. Um, that's illegal. It is. It is. You can't do that here in any of the 50 states in America. And the thing that is probably the most troubling for me is that Edwin Diaz, knowing that these are not, it's not okay to do it. First of all, he admitted to a news outlet, and there's posters and graphics made of him promoting the fights in his Dodger uniform. That like I mentioned this in the video that I put out last week. The Dodgers, for some reason, the scandal always seems to find them. Whether it's
Hmm.
Edwin Diaz playing with Cox, Shohei Ohtani with the gambling with Ipe 2 years ago, Trevor Bauer with the sexual assault stuff in 21, like Manny Ramirez getting busted for PEDs. As great as the Dodgers have been with winning and developing and scouting players, they
Julio
seem to
Urias.
yeah, and the Julio. I can't believe I missed that. Thank you, Julio
Sorry,
Urias.
that's yeah.
Completely missed that. That's my fault. Julio Urias in 2023. The Dodgers have dropped the ball on the PR stuff when it comes to these players. And I don't know why this keeps happening over and over again. But this is a big deal. Now, depending on who you ask, I don't want to we don't need to have that discussion right now. Ranking some of the things that have happened to some of these other players, having chickens fight with each other maybe is not high on the list compared to, sexual assault, other stuff like that, gambling. Again, we're not getting into that discussion, but it's a federal crime. Like, you can't do
Yeah.
that stuff. And Edwin Diaz still did it anyways, and then he admitted it to a news publication in Puerto Rico that he likes it. Now, I will admit, I think that the one quote that was making its rounds around social media was kind of funny. Basically saying that, oh, like the chicken, like the arena where they fight is like my inspiration, like it gets me going, like the like seeing the chicken get knocked down and then get back up, that reminds me a lot of myself. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like he's really deep into this. Like, this is not just, he doesn't just do this for fun. Like, he actually, like it's a strategy. Like, he enjoys it. But
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, thankfully, as a Dodger fan, it seems like everybody kind of swooped it under the rug. But again, I'm sure once Edwin Diaz comes back from injury, I'm sure this is going to be the first topic that reporters are going to bring up. And I'm sure this is going to resurface again. But I hope he doesn't face any legal trouble as a Dodger fan. But again, it's just not a good look. It's not a good look. And I just question the Dodgers, like, because I'm sure they all do background checks on these people. I'm sure I would hope so. Clearly not on some of them, but um, like I said, for an organization that has done so much, has gotten so much of it right, winning on the field, scouting players, developing, drafting, they always seem to drop the ball on like the human person behind it, like the PR perspective of it. I don't know, but hopefully nothing bad happens to Diaz. I hope he's back out in July and we can all forget about it. But it's a big deal, and the narrative keeps getting pushed. And I saw a lot of it on social media on over the week, on Friday, that, oh yeah, it's Edwin Diaz, it's the Dodgers, so this is gonna get swooped under the rug. If he was with the Mets, he would have faced discipline from Major League Baseball, but because he's wearing a Dodger uniform, he's gonna face nothing. I hate that is the narrative that is around this franchise right now. That's the one thing I hate about all of this. is that, I love the winning, I love everything. The one thing I can't stand as a fan is when I feel like my team gets special treatment. Like that's what it feels like to the other 29 other franchises in the league. And I mean, you're probably listening to this like, well, you're a hypocrite because you don't want Edwin Diaz to face any type of discipline. I don't, but it's not good. It's not a good look, and I just don't understand how these high profile athletes do stuff like this, knowing that it's a problem, knowing that you can't, it's illegal. I just don't understand why you still do it.
Yeah, man. I mean, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. It's another fold in the Dodgers PR sense. I mean, this one sucks, man, a lot because listen, although it is a traditional thing to do, at the end of the day, it's illegal, man. I'm sorry. As of December of 2019, and listen, that wasn't just yesterday. You know, literally 6 years ago at this point. I mean, or 7 years ago. My God, um, it's it's been a bit, and I understand like it is deeply rooted in their tradition in Puerto Rico, but um, yeah, it was a federal ban under the Animal Welfare Act was extended to all U.S. territories, including Puerto Rico, taking effect in December of 2019. Participating in or attending a fight is a federal crime punishable by fines and imprisonment. So, at the very minimum, Edwin Diaz is going to be facing a fine.
Yeah,
Um, Engaging in, sponsoring, or exhibiting a fighting animal can result in up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Spectators face up to 1 year in prison and a $100,000 fine. So, again, you already mentioned that he is promoting this, right? So
right.
that makes me think that he is engaging in, sponsoring, and exhibiting an animal fight. So technically, he could be facing up to the max penalty, which is the 5 years and a $250,000 fine. I mean,
All
I
for
don't know if that.
playing with your cock. Leave your cock alone.
Yeah, but
That
like
could be
I
taken
don't.
out of context. Jesus. All right.
Definitely, that's a clip in itself, but
Yes.
um, it still occurs. I mean, it's very clear that Edwin Diaz is promoting this. And listen, you said that he's promoting it in his Dodger uniform. He's
Yes.
been with the Dodgers less than a year, which means again, this has been illegal for 7 years now. This isn't no, you know, weekend.
Some law
Oh,
that
over the
just got
weekend
passed.
they
Yeah.
exactly. This has been in the works for quite some time. And to be quite honest with you, if I scroll down on Google a little bit, one of the things that say people also ask, where can I see cockfighting in Puerto Rico? Well, I can legitimately, there is an address right here. So it must
It's
very
public
well be.
knowledge.
That's what I'm saying. It's still like, I don't know. Maybe that means there's got to be more crackdown in Puerto Rico to stop the cockfighting. I don't know. But um, I understand that it has deep cultural roots and it's part of their life, but it's illegal. And there's things that come with that. If you're caught, if you admit to it, which is what Edwin Diaz did, you're gonna have to face the penalties. And I feel like that's kind of the case here. But yeah, no, man, it sucks because it's yet another thing that the Dodgers are now facing on the PR side of things, and it's been happening a lot, man. It really has. And you know, people want to say, the Dodgers are getting special treatment and stuff like that. I don't necessarily think that's the case. What I think is the case is the Dodgers are constantly in the news media because of what's going on. They're spending billions of dollars. They're doing something the sport has never seen. Yeah, obviously they're going to be headline news, good and bad. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're getting special treatment. Now, again, this whole thing with Edwin Diaz still has not been finalized, so we don't know what's going to happen. But looking at like Shohei Ohtani, I have to think MLB and the legal side of things did their due diligence and found that Ohtani was innocent.
Tell that to the 75% of people on Twitter. These fucking conspiracy theorists that think that the FBI was covering up for Shohei.
I mean, I'm not now. I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to say I'm not. high-ranking people in today's world can't have some hush money. It's
Right.
a possibility. But I'm not, I never take that road with things. I always say, you know what, I put my faith in whoever had to deal with it in MLB, and they found that Otani was innocent, so I'm going to take their word for it. Now, a couple years down the road, if it comes out that that wasn't true, then yeah, we'll talk about it at that point. But as of right now, he's innocent, and whatever happened to the whole innocent until proven guilty thing? I mean, hey man, it goes for all of these guys.
Not in America.
So, but we will see what happens to Edwin Diaz. Do I think he gets the max penalty? Hell no. I think this guy gets a slap on the wrist and probably,
A massive
a big
fine.
hefty, a massive fine. I now the 250. I think that's low for a guy like Edwin Diaz. They're going to tell him, hey, you got to pay up like $5 million or something like that, and then you can go on your
Donate a
way.
bunch to the PETA Foundation or whatever.
Yeah. So we'll see where it goes, but hey, he knew the risks. That's all I'm saying. So
Right.
whatever comes his way, it's deserving. I'm sorry. Whatever penalties come his way and whatever amount that he has to pay and everything else, I'm sorry. You knew the risks. It's the same as every other person in this country, in the world, everywhere else. You know what happens when you do something illegal, and you know, I mean, he pretty much was asking to get caught if he's posting it on Instagram and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
exactly.
So it's like, if you're gonna do it, man, at least like, keep that shit off social media. I mean, you play for arguably the biggest sports team in America right now, with how much they're in the news, with the Dodgers doing all this spending and everything else. Like, dude, you got to think about this. You have a lot to lose. So, it. I'm a little mind boggled of the fact that he's promoting it like that, given the fact that it is illegal and everything else. But again, hey, he kind of asked for it at that point. So, whatever comes his way, we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. We'll see. But as of right now, I'm sure the investigation's ongoing, and we'll kind of see what happens.
My rooster went down dead and got up to fight, doing what my rooster. Wow. Doing Jesus, doing what my rooster know how to do. Finish fights. He did what I do when I come in to pitch the ninth inning to close out a game. What the? Wow. That's a real quote.
Yeah,
The cockfighting arena is like my home.
I mean, sure, I guess.
Jesus, you can't. I don't know. You just. I don't know. Just got to be more aware than that, man.
You have to know the position you're in. Like, I'm sorry, you don't just come out and say stuff like that, man. Like, I just, I don't know. We'll see where it goes, but geez, dude, that's tough.
All right, we're gonna shuffle these topics around a little bit. We're gonna save Max Fried for when Kyle does his full Yankees thing. Probably should have done that with the Edwin Diaz stuff, but
It's
we
all
had
good.
we had a lot to say. So we're gonna jump into rivalry weekend here. Um, I wish we were doing this like on a live stream or something, because I wish I can ask people how many of you going into the weekend even knew that it was rivalry weekend. Like all of a sudden, I just saw a graphic. Oh, hey, it's rivalry weekend. Here are the matchups. Have fun, enjoy it. I'm like, okay, no promotion, no nothing about it. Okay. Um, Here's my two quick things about it. Number one, I think it's a good idea. I really do. Like, I think it's to keep the season, this long 162 game season. You have to do stuff like this throughout the season. Players weekend, rivalry weekend, whatever. This is why I've always advocated for they should have City Connect weekend, to where you have, it doesn't matter if you're home or away, for one weekend, whichever teams are playing against each other, you are wearing your City Connects that weekend no matter what. For all three games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. However, if we're going to do rivalry weekend, can we actually have the actual biggest rivalries of this sport? There was no Dodgers Giants this weekend. There was no Cubs Cardinals this weekend. There was no Yankees Red Sox this weekend. Um, it seems like it was more crosstown rivals. I guess
Yeah.
that was the theme of this because you had Dodgers Angels, you had A's Giants, which I mean I'm completely fine if you want to put that on the main one too. You had Cubs White Sox. You had I don't even know who the Yankees. You had Yankees Mets. You had Yankees Mets this weekend. I get it, but I think rivalry weekend, if you're really gonna do it the correct way, should be your legit hated rival, not the team that you
Yes.
share the town with next door. In my
Yep.
opinion. Number two, and this is going forward if we're gonna do rivalry weekend, if we're gonna continue to promote this. I don't want any team on rivalry weekend to wear their city connects. If you turned on the White Sox Cubs game on Friday, the Cubs were in their normal gray road jerseys, no problem. The White Sox were in their City Connect, which is like a Bulls, like kind of a Bulls color theme with like the black and the red. I don't want to see that. Rivalry weekend, no City Connects whatsoever. Mets, Yankees. I turned them on Saturday. I was watching it on Fox. Yankees in their normal road jerseys, no issues. I see the Mets. They're in their City Connect purplish, grayish City Connect uniforms. Don't want to see that. If we're going to do rivalry weekend, keep it all the same. No City Connects. Everybody wears their classic jerseys, and we call it a day. If you want to do City Connect weekend, let's do it because I think actually a lot of people would enjoy that. But overall, I like the idea of rivalry weekend, and it's continuing into rivalry week. But I think there's some things we got to clean up with the uniforms and stuff like that, and actually get legit rivalries on there, not just the team you share the town with.
Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with you 10%, 110%. I think
10%, that's it? Jesus.
yeah. 110%. I think I think one of my biggest issues about this is exactly what you said. This isn't a rivalry weekend. This is a crosstown,
Exactly. Call it that.
whatever you want to call it. It's not. This isn't like. Yes, the Yankees and Mets. They were kind of made into a rivalry, but like, I mean, do the players play into it? Probably. I get it, but when it comes down to it, the Yankees and Mets are a small rivalry compared to the Yankees and Red Sox, or even the Yankees and Blue Jays have been gaining some steam. The Yankees and Astros have been gaining steam over the last few years. Like, make it actual rivalries. Don't be doing this like, and again, like Dodgers Angels, it makes sense. They're supposedly they both play in Los Angeles, but
No, they don't.
at the same, well, exactly.
I'm going to share my
But
screen right now. I'll pull up the map again. No, we don't.
what really pisses me off about this is like it really wasn't that entertaining. I'm sorry. And yes, the Dodgers are a juggernaut and kind of kicked the fucking doors in of the Angel Stadium. But
Good. I can't
when it
wait. I
comes
hope we
down,
do it again next time we see them.
but like if they're promoting it like this, it's not that. It's it just doesn't have the rivalry feel. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So if you're gonna do rivalry weekend, can you please present it as such, where it's Dodgers Giants and Phillies, Mets, even, and then you have the Yankees and Red Sox and actual rivalries that have been rooted in this sport for the last, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 years. Could we try to do that and then maybe do a complete separate thing where it's like, oh, crosstown series or something like that? You change it up to where it's actually, and that goes into my next point here of the thing that I was also pissed off about. If I wasn't an avid baseball fan, I would not have known that it was rivalry weekend. Why are we not promoting this more? Like, if if you want to do this every year, which I agree with, I love the idea, but it wasn't executed properly. If you want to do this, can we please promote it like the All-Star game or I mean, hell, even I don't know, like even the
Players
Speedway
Weekend.
series, Players Weekend, Speedway series that we had, and where we're playing in different cities across the world, where we played in Mexico and so forth and London a few years ago. Can we please like kind of promote it like that to where it's like we have something to look forward to? I can put it up on my calendar and say, "Oh, Rivalry Weekends in a month." Start promoting it then and actually do it properly. And it brings me to my next point. Instead of doing City Connects or regular jerseys, why don't we do a throwback to where it
Yeah.
really plays into the rivalry series? Have the Yankees and Red Sox wear their jerseys from the frickin' 30s, which is basically what the Yankees do now, but you get my gist. Or have the old, like, all black jerseys with the Yankees that has the N on one side and the Y on the other. They're hideous jerseys, in my opinion, but play into it.
Yeah.
Like, do something. And then when you go to the crosstown rivals, you can do City Connects. You can do, um, I don't know, like, I'm just trying to think, like Players Weekend, where you have like, the Yankees and Dodgers was the biggest one from a few seasons ago, where you had the nickname jerseys and stuff like that. Like, play into it, please. I love the idea. It wasn't executed properly. That's the way I view it. And to be honest, man, these games were not that entertaining.
No.
They really weren't. I mean, Yankees and Mets, yeah, there was some good walk-offs by the Mets in
Oh,
there.
that game on Sunday was entertaining. I like.
It was good. Yeah, it was a good baseball game. I'll give you that. But when you look at it, like these games really like Guardians and Reds. I mean, Mariners and Padres,
That's not
Rangers
a.
and
Those aren't rivals.
that's what I'm saying,
Phillies
man. Rain
Pirates. What? Just because they play in the same state, they're rivals?
5 hours away from each other.
Exactly.
May I add? Rangers and Astros. They both play in Texas, but that was an absolute snooze fest. Rays and Marlins. Who the hell wants to watch that? They can't. Both of those
Battle of
teams
Florida,
combined.
baby.
Both of those teams combined can't even fill half of Dodger Stadium with the amount of fans they have. Who the hell do you think was really interested in that game? Athletics and Giants. Like, yeah,
A's
the
don't
A's are
play in
moving to.
Oakland anymore.
That's what I'm saying. The A's are moving out to Vegas. I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm nitpicking. I don't know. But if I'm hearing rivalry weekend, I want actual rivals in here. I want to see the Dodgers and the Giants play. I want to see the Yankees and Red Sox. I want to see the Mets and Phillies. I
And of
don't know.
course, some of the
That's
better rivals they put them during the week. Cubs, Brewers.
yeah, yeah,
I hate to admit it. Dodgers, Padres.
yeah, exactly. I mean, Yankees are playing. They're starting a 4 game set against the Blue Jays tonight. That's probably, I mean, okay, I'm not taking away from the fact that the Mets did a really good job over the weekend. I get that. But with the way the Mets are playing this year, would you rather tune into the Yankees and Blue Jays who have had history in the past few
How about as
seasons?
recent as last season?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Where there was a big time playoff series against both of those teams. The Yankees and Mets haven't played in the postseason since 2000. I mean, are the games fun? Yes. But make it more entertaining, please. Because here's another thing: all these teams, one's in the AL, one's in the NL, for the most part. Minus, you have the Astros and Rangers in there who are both in the AL. But you get my point. Yankees and Mets, NLAL. Dodgers and Angels, NLAL. Cubs and White Sox, NLAL. And I go on
Giants,
and on.
A's,
That's what I'm
NLAL.
saying. Uh, Rays, Marlins. To me, like, how much do these games really matter other than wins and losses? It
Well, they
doesn't
matter
play
in the
into
stands. Apparently, you just see all that going on in Chicago, beating the shit out of each other.
I I did, yeah. And now listen, like some cities might play into it, and like I get that, but can this is crosstown series. This isn't a rivalry weekend. I'm sorry. That was my biggest gripe of the weekend. I enjoyed the games. I always enjoy when the Yankees and Mets play each other. Excuse me. Given the
So do
fact
I.
that
I
I'm a
never know which
Yankees fan,
broadcast to listen to.
that's yeah,
I
that
ended up
too.
listening to the Mets, but still.
You know, the Yankees and Mets hold a special place in my heart because my mom's a Mets fan. I'm a Yankees fan. It's been that way for years. Like, It's fun, but if my mom wasn't a Mets fan, dude, I wouldn't give a shit. This would be just another game. If it's Yankees and Red Sox, though, oh, I give a shit. Oh, I'm gonna be watching every single one of those games, glued. I did the same with the Mets and Yankees, but you get my gist. And like, we want to talk about ratings all the time in MLB and stuff like that. Well, can you do it right?
Always.
That's my biggest
Always.
gist of this whole thing. This is what pisses me off is the fact that like it's not promoted properly. The whole crosstown thing versus actual rivals. Things got to get better here, MLB. Seriously, I would have rather see London series again. Why hasn't that been a thing? A Field of Dreams. Come on.
Coming in
Or
August.
promote it better.
Reds Guardians when both teams are under 500 and out of the playoff race. I think that's the matchup this year. I don't know.
Is that who it is?
I'm not sure. I think the Reds are involved. I don't know. Somebody's
Interesting.
playing in Iowa this year, and I don't think the matchup's that great.
Minnesota Twins and Philadelphia Phillies.
Okay, that's all right. That's not terrible.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just wish MLB the whole and now we've been going on this topic for a while, but just to get off of this, the whole gist of this whole thing, man, it needs to be better promoting and it needs to be like actual rivals. That's my takeaway.
All right, Dodgers Yankees. Um, I'll go first because Kyle went first last week.
Mm.
Very impressive. Very impressive what the Dodgers did over the weekend. I mentioned at the top, sweeping the Angels. None of the games were competitive. I haven't mentioned it. I think I haven't mentioned it yet, just because I'm not concerned. If you haven't noticed, Shohei Ohtani has not gotten off to the great offensive start that I think everybody has been expecting and gotten used to. Um, he's been getting more days off. He got a reset day after his start on Wednesday. He didn't even play at all in that final game against the Giants. He's I think he's batting under 260 right now. Now he had a tremendous weekend against the Angels, so maybe that'll get him back on track. But um, he hasn't been great to start the year. He's been fantastic on the mound. He has an ERA under 1, but hopefully his offense will start to come around again, and we can start seeing the MVP again. Mookie Betts, welcome back. He has looked tremendous since coming back from the IL. He's been a big piece that's been missing in this lineup. Again, putting Mookie Betts in that 2 hole, it just extends everybody further down the line. It takes pressure off of Kyle Tucker. It takes pressure off of Freddie Freeman, off of Max Muncy, Will Smith, all these other guys having Mookie in that 2 hole. And the Dodgers did what they were supposed to do. The Angels are not good. They went in there and completely destroyed them for 3 games, and they have a ton of momentum coming off salvaging their series against the Giants. In those last 2 games at Dodger Stadium, they go into San Diego and hopefully looking to take another series. Injury wise, damn man, I'm completely. I'm not disappointed. That's not the right word, but I enjoy watching Blake Snell pitch, and the fact that, and this might have to be a topic if one of these other pitchers goes down again. Loose bodies. I did not hear this injury term ever in my lifetime until this season. Edwin Diaz, Tarek Schoolball, and now Blake Snell. He's going to be sidelined for at least 2 to 3 months. He was questioning whether he should get the surgery or not. I'm glad he did. Just nip it in the butt now. We're still early in the season. We need Blake Snell for an entire playoff push here, so I'm glad that they're not screwing around with that. But it just sucks. He made one start, and of course, the day before he was supposed to make his scheduled start against the Angels on Friday, he felt some soreness in his elbow and he felt some pain when he was throwing. So it sucks. Again, the Dodgers, what they did, what they have done these last couple off seasons, it is so they don't have to buy in July. They don't have to trade some of the big prospects away to try and get another piece. Well, the way it's going, it looks like they're going to have to do that again to at least get maybe another starter in here. But I don't think the Dodgers are going to do that. Didn't sound like they were all too concerned with Tyler Glasnow. I know they put him on the IL again, but to me, that's more of a precautionary thing. Make sure he's fully 100% before he even considers coming back. Um, but yeah, overall, um, very impressed with the Dodgers have done. Get off that little skid they were with the Giants and the Braves. Like I said, they did what they were supposed to do against the Angels. Do what you're supposed to do against the Padres. Of course, I know that we're only separated by a game, but and I know it's only May. These games mean something, man. Like if you don't take care of your business now, and you saw it the last couple of years, you're gonna be fighting at the end, having to push all the way to the end for the division. So start building up a lead now. Win that tiebreaker against the Padres because it looks like they're gonna need it this year the way it's going to start. But very impressive. Happy that the Dodgers didn't just play with their food, screw around with the Angels and lose 2 out of 3. And let's go to San Diego and continue to play well. There's your Dodger update for me.
Absolutely. All right. I'm gonna get into Max Fried first. So you could kind of tell something was wrong in that start against Baltimore. He was at. I want to make sure I'm getting this one right. Fried exited the Yankees 7-0 loss in Baltimore after throwing 61 pitches. It was initially diagnosed as left elbow soreness. He obviously went to go get testing, and for the most part, man, it was pretty good news. He underwent Tommy John in 2014, and he was told that his UCL looks good. So surgery was missed. This seems to be more of just a hyperextension kind of thing, in his elbow. Um, it sucks though. It sucks because listen, the Yankees have been big on the free agent pitching market in the last few seasons. Most notably, Max Fried. That's who they pivoted to after Juan Soto. Literally, it felt like minutes after Juan Soto left for Queens. The Yankees signed Max Fried to that big 8-year extension. I love the move. I still do. I still think Max Fried is the Yankees are better with Max Fried versus without. However, this pitching staff has endured so many injuries, so many, and we still have yet to see Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon in the same lineup. It's been years, man. I like it sucks to say the least because this Yankees team. I always want to shit on the front office, but the one thing I can't shit on is the fact that they spend money, and they've been doing it year after year. But I just feel that they spend money in the wrong places, and I'm not saying Max Fried's part of it, but man, the timing is terrible, absolutely terrible. Because we've been hearing all off season, all regular season so far. Guess what? Garrett Cole's on his way back. Carlos Rodon on his way back. He's already back. Garrett Cole's only a matter of time. I think he's 1 or 2 rehab starts away from coming back to New York. Well, here goes Max Fried. Now, the encouraging news about this, he expects a short IL stint. So I don't know what he means by short, as in the minimum 15 days, possibly, or is it a little bit longer? Either way, dodged a major bullet here because if Max Fried goes down for the rest of the season, I don't know if I have much of any faith in this Yankees team because we don't know how Garrett Cole is going to come back from injury. And on top of this, Garrett Cole has not looked the best in his rehab starts. It's been worrying me a little bit. Garrett Cole might come back and end up being the third starter on this rotation. You got Max Fried there at the top, you got Cam Schlittler, and then Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, and the rest of the crew following after that. We'll see where it goes, but I guess the best thing I can say is we dodged a major bullet. No surgeries needed, and it looks like he just he's got to rehab it, and he has no worries long term about this becoming a lingering issue. So he said that it kind of felt like two bones banging together in his elbow, which doesn't sound great.
Doesn't sound good.
According to all the reports, like, he should be good to go. So that'll take me to my Yankees. Yeah, not great, man. Not great. And I'm going to look at the lineup real quick because the pitching's been doing what they can. Yeah, Max Fried's down, like I had said. Garrett Cole's not back. Rodon, he's been shaky to come back. Cam Schlittler has been the rock of this pitching rotation. So, at least we can hang our hat on that. Elmer Rodriguez, he hasn't looked completely great in the pitching, in the walks given up department, but he has the stuff. I think he just got to figure it out a little bit more. Will Warren, he's looked good. I like what I see out of him. So the pitching staff's kind of just getting by, as of now. So I don't have many thoughts on that, but I do have a lot of thoughts on this lineup. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. The hitters that we could rely on are starting to slow down. Aaron Judge he's still Aaron Judge, but he's not putting up the numbers that we need to sustain this. Cody Bellinger. Again, he's putting up Cody Bellinger numbers, but the problem is he's supposed to be reliable here, man. He's supposed to be the number 2 to Aaron Judge. A 401 OBP is not going to do that. 265 batting average, 375 OBP, so it's even worse than I had mentioned. The one guy who I can't say anything about in this lineup is Ben Rice. He has been on one all season long, and he's been a saving grace for the Yankees. 15 homers. He's right there with Judge at 16. 301 batting average, 406 OBP. He has an OPS above 1,000. Ben Rice is the only hitter on the New York Yankees who has an OPS over 1,000. It's not good, man. Not good. Especially for a lineup who relies on the long ball to make things work. And, like I didn't see this one coming. Trent Grisham. 166 batting average, 293 OBP, 631 OPS. That's why you don't give him the qualifying offer. Even the home runs have been down, man. 6 homers on the year, 27 ribbies. Yeah, he's got to be better than that. He has to. Jazz Chisholm, not great. 230 average, 312 OBP. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he hit 150. He has 53 strikeouts on the year. There you go. And honestly, dude, the one major problem that the Yankees have is their catching. And it's the offensive side of catching because Austin Wells, 173 batting average, he has 3 homers on the year. Now, we knew that this guy coming up, he was a swing and miss type of guy. He reminded me a lot of Gary Sanchez from the left side of the plate. 3 homers, dude. He's not even getting the power. It's 173 batting average. That's terrible, man. You can't have that. JC Escara, who plays well, but he's a backup catcher. He can't be our everyday catcher. So something's got to give with that. The lineup has been abysmal. It's been terrible. They can't hit for shit. They can't even hit a beach ball right now. And then you go over to one of our biggest contributors this season, Jose Caballero, is down on the IL. He should only take I think he's at like 7 or 8 days now for the rest of the IL, but hey, it's still a huge miss because Volpe hasn't been playing great either. Bullpen, terrible. There's not a single arm in that bullpen that I trust right now. David Bednar obviously gave up the walk-off homer to Tyrone Taylor over the weekend. He just hasn't looked sharp coming out of the bullpen. He's supposed to be this lockdown closer. He's not that right now. Camilo Duvall. I don't know what's going on with him, man. Ever since we traded for him from San Francisco, he just has not translated anything over. He's either on or he's off, and most of the time he's off. He has no control. His velocities stay the same. He can throw 102 miles per hour on his slider, but it's 5 feet outside of the zone. Then you have just the rest of those guys in that bullpen. Tim Hill, Brent Hedrick, I think his name is. That's not going to do it, man. You got to get a bullpen arm, and we're about 2 months outside of the trade deadline, but it's never too early to start talking. Get me a few bullpen arms in there that I can trust, and bring me Ryan Jeffers from Minnesota, man. Bring me him. He's having a phenomenal season. I'm going to look him up real quick. He's going to fix the catching problem that we have. 294 average with 7 homers. I mean, this dude is hitting the cover off the baseball right now. Going down to his OPS here. He has an OPS of 948. That would rank 3rd on this Yankees lineup right now, behind Aaron Judge and Ben Rice. His batting average, like I said, 294. He has a on base percentage of 410. That would rank above Aaron Judge right now, by the way. Yeah, he's putting it together. He has a 1.5 WAR season, and Ryan Jeffers has quietly had himself a nice career up there in Minnesota. He is on his 7th year in the big leagues, all with Minnesota, obviously. And hey, 9.8 WAR for his career. I'll take that on the Yankees. Yankees got to figure out something because this June swoon has come early. It's here, and just looking ahead of their schedule, man, it's tough. You got 4 games against Toronto, and then you got 3 against the red hot Tampa Bay Rays. Something's got to give here because I wouldn't be shocked coming in here next week saying the Yankees only won 3 of these 7 games, and that's putting it lightly. I mean, you got to win 5 out of these 7 games at minimum. That's the way I view this. You have to win both series, especially because when I look at the AL East standings here, this is gonna kind of wrap this whole spiel up. The Blue Jays are 9.5 games out of first place. They are a total of 6.5 games out from the Yankees. They play a 4 game series. If Blue Jays come in here and sweep the Yankees, and the Rays continue, dude, you're only out 2.5 games at that point. If the Yankees continue their downward spiral against the Rays, they're 3 games out now. They could be out 6. The Yankees could theoretically be. They could be still in second place, but it's a whole lot different standings wise if this road trip goes bad. I'm sorry, if this AL East tour goes bad against Toronto and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is playing red hot baseball right now, 30-15. The Yankees are 28-19. I'm not hitting the panic button yet, but when I come back in here next week, I might be. So we'll see where it goes, but that is my Yankee spiel for the week. The June swoon's here. Please turn it around because I can't be happening this early. Come on. This is ridiculous. I can't have it. So that's my Yankee spiel for the week.
There you go. Both of our teams. It's crazy. Last week, I think 2 weeks ago, the Dodgers were on the downward spiral and the Yankees were on the way up. And I'm like, usually it's the other way. I think it's starting to even itself out again.
I think so, man. And listen, and like we knew this was going to happen. I told you at the very beginning of the
Right.
season, I said, listen, as soon as June comes and those summer months and it starts getting warmer, that's when the Yankees play bad baseball. I don't know why, but they do. And the Dodgers are the Dodgers. They're going to figure it out. So I knew it was only a matter of time before we switch, and it's slowly getting there over the last couple of weeks. But yeah, let's stay afloat, man. Let's chip this AL East down and get back in first place where we belong. But I'm telling you, shout out to the Tampa Bay Rays, man. I say it every year. I can never count them out, never can, and I never will because the Rays always figure it out. So good on them, man. Seriously, they play some hard ass baseball, and I don't know how they do it, but hey, good for them.
All right, well, that's going to do it for episode 183. Thank you all for watching.
Absolutely.
See you in a week. Adios.